Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmades.com, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Saturday tutorial. Today's Stampin' Up! Saturday is actually being posted on Sunday, but we'll pretend it's still Saturday. Today's project actually comes from page 120 of our annual catalog. I hope there's not too much of a glare. I saw this project right here in the catalog and I loved it, and I actually decided to keep everything on this card the same except for the colors, but I've used all of the same supplies. I've only changed the colors. So let me show you what my version of this card looks like. So here's my remake of that card from page 120 of the catalog. I love these colors. I think they look great together. I'll share the colors with you once we get started making the card. But I used 2 stamp sets to create this card. You'll need the Layering Love stamp set. This is from the annual catalog, as well as the Playful Backgrounds set. This was my first time to use this one, and I absolutely love it. I think I'm gonna come up with some really fun things using this set in the future. So these are the 2 that we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to make this super fun card. Okay, we're going to start by doing a little bit of stamping. So I've got a scrap piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock here. I'm going to bring in my basic black archival ink, and we're going to stamp the Enjoy the Little Things from that Layering Love stamp set. So I'm just inking this up really well, and I'm going to stamp in the center because we are going to cut this out with the Big Shot. Okay, and let that ink absorb. Okay. And we'll just set this aside to dry. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White. This is cut at 5 inches by 3 3/4. And I'm also going to bring in some scrap paper. So what we're going to do first here on this piece is we're going to stamp the little bubbles. Well, I'm calling them bubbles. The little bubbles from the Playful Background stamp set. So I'm going to bring in my Peekaboo Peach ink, and I'm going to stamp this image twice. Okay, I'm going to start by stamping it first right about here. Okay. Perfect. Then I'm going to stamp it one more time right about, oh, let's see, right about here. Perfect. Okay, so we can put the Peekaboo Peach away. Okay, so now I'm bringing in the lined image from that stamp set and my Emerald Envy ink, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping off here. So I'm going to start by stamping these lines horizontally twice, but I'm going to ink up my stamp. Okay, I'm going to stamp off 2 times. And then I'm going to stamp on right about here. So this should give me what they call 3rd generation. Stamping there. Perfect. Love it. And I'm going to do that one more time. Ink it up, stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it down right about here. And that just gives you another shade of your ink pad. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to ink this stamp up again, but I'm going to leave it full strength, and I'm going to rotate it around and stamp this image vertically on top of what I've already stamped. Okay, and that just gives a really nice layered image. Love this. Okay, I'll do it one more time. I'll just lay that right beside, right about here. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I've got my big shot here. I'm gonna bring in my magnetic platform, cutting plate. I've got my Enjoy the Little Things image, and I'm using one of the layering hearts framelits here, and I'm just going to center that around my stamped image. I think that looks good. Maybe a little bit more to the right. Oops, right about there. And we will just run this through the big shot. Put another cutting pad on top. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my card base. This is a piece of Emerald Envy cardstock. This is cut at 8.5 by 5.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. And we're gonna take that first layer, this one, and we're gonna go ahead and add this to the front of the card, but we're actually going to angle this like so on the card front. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring in my fast views and we'll add that down. All right, so we've got that layer on. Then I've got some of the Pop of Pink Designer washi tape. This is the black with the gold sort of sprinkles. I don't know if you can see that. It's really pretty. Okay, so we're gonna take this. I'm just gonna tear off a little piece here. I'll take this. And I wanna add this at an angle off to the side here. So right about there. I don't wanna cover up my stamped image too much. Okay, I think that looks good. And then you can see it kind of hangs over a little. All you have to do is fold this over and get some scissors, and we'll just cut off any extra. Okay, and that takes care of that. Okay, so I've got some of our solid basic black baker's twine. I've gone ahead and I've left my twine on the roll, and I've tied a little bow here, and I'm going to just cut this off right about, oh, let's say there. Okay, that looks good. So this bow is going to eventually go right here, but what I want behind it is some of our gold sequin trim. So I've gone ahead and I've already cut 6 inches of our gold sequin trim, and I'm going to lay this behind my bow. So my bow will go right on top. I'm gonna lay it behind just like that, and I'm gonna bring in my handheld stapler by Stampin' Up, and I'm going to just staple these two together onto the corner of my card. Okay, just like so. Okay, so now we've got something that looks like this so far. I love this card. Now I'm gonna bring in my Enjoy the Little Things heart, and we will just add some dimensionals to the back of our heart. Okay, so I've got the backings off of my dimensionals, and we will just set this heart, oh, let's see, right about here. Yeah, let's do it there. So cute. I love this card. So let's just bring in the original. I love how this card turned out. I love the gold with the Emerald Envy, and of course that Flirty Flamingo, and then you've got just that little bit of Peekaboo Peach popping through the back. Love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's Stampin' Up! Saturday tutorial. I hope you can find inspiration in any of our catalogs, our annual catalog or our holiday catalog. And again, remember, you can purchase any of these supplies that you saw me use today by heading on over to my coordinating blog post at LaQuitaBugHandmaids.com. I've linked it just below the video in the description notes. I also have all of the measurements for today's project over there as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you again real soon. Bye now.